Good evening. Kathy Beatty here with Divorce Support Anonymous, coming to you Friday night with my dog Coda barking in the background. I am so glad that you're here. I am here purposely to step into your life once a week just to give you hope, to give you direction, and to help encourage you to build your life after divorce. So I posted earlier today that I really wasn't sure what the topic was going to be. I guess it was this morning. And I wanted to hear from all of you what questions you had, or what things are you struggling with? What would you like the topic to be tonight? And so I received some really good questions, and I thank you for those of you who did submit. And you know what? You can still, if you want to text me, you can. Let me put this right here. You can text me a question. I would love it, because I've always wanted this really to be a conversation, not just a talking head, but really just an opportunity for you to be met where you're at and to get some help and some encouragement, because I know how discouraging divorce can be. So I'm curious if there are some folks out there. I think we've gone live. I think. Oh, there, I see some folks. Okay, good. I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself for the evening. So thank you. But again, you can just shoot me a question that you have, something that's been on your mind, whether it has to do with mediation. I am a mediator. I'm also a divorce coach. I work with people individually, and then I hold support groups, which have one coming up in September. If you are in the Grand Rapids area, Grand Rapids, Michigan area, please let me know, because joining a group can be the best thing that you have ever done for yourself. So please connect with me and let's get this healing started. That's one of my mottos. Let's get this healing started. And my work is to minimize the damage financially, emotionally, spiritually, legally, that happens as you go through divorce. That's my goal. So one of the questions that I received was, how do you move on? How do you move on? It's been many years and I'm still stuck. I don't have her question here identical of how she put it. So, how do I feel confidence in stepping into my life and not allow others to take advantage of my good heart? And I know this person, and she does have a good heart. And so I get where she is coming from. So I want to respond to that question, those number of questions. How do I move on? And so, if you are finding yourself stuck after divorce and unable to move forward, I would just have to ask the question, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? Are you working intentionally on your own healing? Are you putting yourself out there, taking the smart risk to find new people? Are you going to that therapist? Are you going to that pastor? Are you going to that support group? So you are able to work through all of the struggles that naturally come with divorce. What are you doing now? And if you say to me, and I'm not speaking to this one woman individually, I'm talking to all of us. If you say to me, I'm not doing anything intentionally, I'm secretly, what I would not admit to anyone, just waiting for life to happen to me and people to show up. And quite frankly, some of you are waiting for someone to come and rescue you. And you can't do that because no one's coming to your door and knocking and saying, I have your life for you. I have a plan for your life. It doesn't work that way. What happens is we need to be intentional. And I know the woman that wrote this, she really is being intentional. She is doing her work. But sometimes things just aren't matching up. And that could be for a number of reasons. Although life can be without reasons, things happen that we don't understand. But what are you doing intentionally and moving forward? And I've got a couple of resources for you that are incredibly inexpensive. This one, building your future after divorce. We go through this book, we create a new life declaration. That is going to help you go through every aspect of your life, through the finances, um, through the networking, through the relationships that you're in, through uh, looking at what doesn't fit in your life anymore. And every week, it's an 8-week program. Every week, you're working on areas to where you can create a new life declaration that you can say, this is what my life is all about. This is the focus that I'm going to have for the remainder of my life. Because if we're not intentional, we just become this reflex. And that's never good because we're just acting and we're not really living. And then the question I would ask for this question also, where do you need healing? And that can be somewhat of a foreign question to many of you, but it is so important. Some of us are carrying the baggage of our childhood we carried it into our relationship, into our marriage, and we're going to continue to carry it the rest of our life until we work on our healing. And it's hard work. It's not easy to be totally honest with yourself and to face the things you need to face. But I would ask you the question, if you're stuck, where do you need healing? And then the next question I would ask you is, what are you looking for? And is it real? What are you looking for? And is it real? That's why this book is so important. Because many times we don't know what we're looking for. We just know that we need something. We think we need someone. We need something to change our life, to make our life. Well, the only being and person that is going to change your life is God through Jesus Christ. And the Holy Spirit is going to work with you and change you and make you that new person that He promises to be. He promises for you to be. So, what are you looking for? And is it real? If you have your new life declaration, you will have real things that you are pursuing, not ideas, not fairy tales, not someone to come and rescue you. You're going to have something real. And it is so important that you identify what is it that you want for the rest of your life. What is it? You need to be empowered with making those decisions. And back to the healing, if you haven't healed, if you haven't worked on your healing, you're not going to be able to make those decisions because you're going to continue to be needy and not be focused in where you need to go. This book, 30 Days of Healing After Divorce, 10 minutes of honesty at a time. Again, a very inexpensive resource. 30 days. Do the plan. Go through this day by day, asking yourself the questions that are in that book to find out where you need the healing and also to find out what it is that you are looking for. So it was also mentioned in this question that not allowing others to take advantage of your good heart. You know, that really has to do with our focus and our healing. Because until we are healed to where we are strong and whole and somebody comes up to us or someone wants a relationship with us and they're doing and saying peculiar things or things that are against our values, we're going to be able to stand up and say, no, this is not what I want. And I'm strong enough on my own that I'm going to tell you, no, that's not what I want. And that's not what I'm going for. You have to plan your own life. You do that by knowing your values, your dreams, and your goals. Then you develop a plan. Finding out what it is that you want is not always that easy. But when we are focusing and we are doing our own inner work, we are so busy planning our own life that we don't have time to dwell in the past. How do we do that? We have to work on our healing and take care, get a focus, and get a plan. That's how we do that. I see that my computer is about to go off. So let me switch and plug this in right here. There. Okay. Now we should be good. Should be good. Oh no. Did I lose you? Oh, there I am. Ooh, sorry. I thought I lost you. It's going to be one of those messy nights, when not everything goes ideally. So, how do you plan your own life to move on? Your values, your dreams, your goals. You have to know what those are. If you say, I don't know what those are, I don't know what I want, that's okay. That just means that you need to connect and plug in with someone who's going to help guide you to find it. That's all that means. Doesn't mean you're broken, doesn't mean that you're not full of potential. It just means that you need someone to help you clarify what it is that you want. So for others who are going to take advantage of you, yeah, there are people out there who are predators, and the best way in which you are not going to let people take advantage of you, like I was saying before my issue here with the computer, is you're going to be healed and you're going to have a focus so that when people come up to you and try to distract you, you say, no, this is my focus. This is how I want to show up in life. This is what I want to do. And be stubborn about it and be empowered with it. So that's one question. That was pretty messy, but I hope somewhere in all that there was something of help. So the other question, I love this. Said the importance of community that won't just tell you what you want to hear, those who will tell you the truth in love. I wouldn't have made it through my divorce journey without my wise women. I love that. Because she's saying what I've been trying to say all along, and that is you cannot do it alone. You need those wise women. Ladies, you need those wise men to come alongside with you. And you're safer with the same sex simply because you're very vulnerable right now and you're very raw. So I love that statement because it's true. You need those wise people around you. One other question. Why does my soon-to-be ex love me now and wants me back, but treated me like crap when I was with him? That's a great question. A really great question. How do you handle that? That's a tough one because inside you are really wanting perhaps to reconnect with this person who now is telling you they're going to behave just how you want, just what you're longing for. But if they haven't done it by now, do you really think they're serious? I mean, I would wish that for you. I really would, but I certainly wouldn't run back to him. I would say, you know what? I appreciate you telling me that. But I have to see proof of it. I have to. I'm still staying apart from you. I'm still going through the divorce process. But I need to see some differences from you. And then very carefully and very cautiously see what he does. Can he change? If he is not willing to go to counseling, if he is not willing to truly listen to you this time, I met with so many women and men too who are just starving in their relationships, absolutely starving. And the person is saying all the nice things because they want them back. They don't want their life to be disrupted. So if this is you and you're doing that, it's always messy. It's rarely a clean cut. It's the back and forth, because we are confused. If you are considering this, you need to be very careful and have an accountability person, someone who's going to guide you through that. Don't just jump back in the marriage because you're jumping back in the marriage with the same person that you left the marriage. So can you move slowly, and can you see if he is truly going to change? That he is going to therapy, that he wants to go to marriage therapy? Doesn't mean you stop the divorce, or maybe you haven't filed yet. Maybe you've just separated and you left. You have to guard your heart, and you have to protect yourself through this. You really do. And the evidence is there. He treated you like crap before. What changed? The thought that he would lose you? Well, what does that mean? Why is that so troubling to him or to her? You could be a man in the same situation. Your wife's begging you back. What's changed for them? Maybe they finally got a realization that you would do it, that you did leave. I don't know, but tread slowly. Or maybe you've made up your mind and said, no way am I going back to that. But if you are wanting really for this reconciliation to happen, move ever so slowly. Make him prove himself. Don't make him beg. Don't make him grovel. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you need to watch very carefully and move very slowly with guidance if you are even considering going back to a person who has treated you like crap. I hope all of that makes sense. I feel very discombobulated tonight, and that's okay. Sometimes we just feel that way. So I don't see any other questions come in. I do appreciate those who have sent questions. I would love to get questions from you and comments that would help make this time more worthwhile and most relevant to where you're at going through the divorce process. So with that, connect with me. My first hour consultation is at no cost. Sometimes that's all you need. Don't go through divorce alone. Find the books, use the books. They're written very easy to read through. This one, I love both of them, but this one is just like you're reading 2 pages and answering a few questions. I didn't want it to be burdensome. I want it to be so you could just go through it in the morning and think about the questions throughout the day, and maybe go back to the book and then answer them in the evening. It really is a tool in which you can help and heal. So I wish you the best, my friend, and please know that I'm here every step of the way through the trauma of divorce. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. Good evening.